Some of the most legendary fighters of all time all have their mythical fighter era. We think about 25 minutes of Cody Garbrandt. We have motivated McGregor, short notice Volk. Actually, that might not be a mythical fighter, but you guys get the point. So today we are going through the new era of fighters and coming up with their mythical fighters. We have one or two per division, and they are absolute bangers.
Yeah, so I think I went with more of mythical fighters that I think are going to emerge in the future. I think you went with a little bit different.
Current mythical fighters. So you'll get both sides of the spectrum here.
Exactly.
Because I'm the full spectrum.
Let's start off. We're going to do it by division like we always do. Let's start off with flyweight. I went with someone who I hope can really make a comeback and become a mythical fighter. Not undefeated, Tatsuro Taira.
Ooh.
So he was 16-0 before going to that Royval fight. Now he's 16-1. Obviously, he lost. But I do think he's going to go on a tear at flyweight. I think he's such a person who's willing to learn and improve. And I think just the person that he is, like Royval even said in the post-fight interview, he's like, I want to train with him. I want to help him become world champion. I think that he does have the connections and the people around him to become a champion. And I hope that he can just take maybe like a Amir Albazi matchup and still get higher in the rankings while getting an easy fight.
Yeah.
Where he doesn't get tagged.
I like that.
Because I didn't love how much he got hit in the head. I don't want to see Tatsuro Taira get
Defense, bro.
Also, can we just talk about how the Japanese fighters have the coolest names in the UFC right now? Like, they're just different.
They're just bangers.
Kaya Sakura. How sick is that?
Tatsuro Taira.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to my flyweight fighters. The first one is a prediction. I really had fun coming up with like the mythical fighter names. First up, we have Back for Blood, Muhammad Mokaev.
That is so good.
Like if he makes it back to the UFC undefeated, just like his way to the top.
Yes. That's sick.
And then my second one, True North, Brandon Moreno. Talk about what he did in Canada. He's going to be begging to get back to Canada for another 50-45.
I'm going to be honest, you've cooked.
Like that's just the beginning. Like there is cooked stuff all over this.
Yeah, I like that. That's really good. I'm also thinking Tatsuro Taira could maybe be a Kaikar France on the ground, as long as he doesn't get hit with the 1-2 combo that puts him out. Yeah, so I'm just hoping for a title shot for my boy.
Yeah, that's all we want. He's our favorite flyweight.
Exactly. Let's move on to bantamweight. I like this one. I like the name I came up with. Merab the Duck Dvalishvili. Everyone was calling Merab a duck, but he called Dana. He walked into the room. He said, I can't deal with Umar anymore. Give me Umar in January. That's insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me because usually you get those guys wanting like their 12-week, 16-week fight camps. And I guess January is how many weeks away now? Like 8 weeks-ish?
Yeah, it's like beginning of January. So I think it's actually about 4 weeks. Like it's like about maybe about 5 or 6 weeks.
Oh yeah,
it's like January 16th.
Yeah,
and we're on December 6th.
Dude, I forgot it was already December.
So
that's crazy.
41 days.
That's really surprising. But I think Umar realizes like this is his shot to get it because Ramadan's coming up and he wants to do it before that. So look, I think that Umar is being a little bit overrated. He doesn't have that many wins. I think Merab is being a little bit underrated because of his not so exciting style, which is fair. Dylan's, I think, checking the odds right now. The betting,
I already checked them yesterday.
I guarantee Umar's a favorite.
Umar's the favorite. I think he's about minus 200.
That's literally what I wrote down. I think Umar's going to go into that fight being the decent favorite at around minus 200.
Yeah, he's about, what is the exact number? Minus 225.
That's insane.
The one odds that are a little bit confusing, Islam versus Arman. Islam's only minus 250.
That makes sense. Arman's in his prime, strong wrestler.
That's true, but like it's Islam, like the championship experience.
No,
has Arman never fought in a 5-round fight before?
No, he's been the main event. He main evented against Beneil Dariush. It didn't go 5 rounds.
Yeah,
but yeah. So who's your
my bantamweight mythical fighter? Clip that, Peyton Talbot. Just out here clip farming, you know? Like,
that's good.
Like he's out here for the clips right now.
Yeah.
And then he'll move on and then just like, it's very similar to what Sugar Sean was doing at the beginning of his career.
100%.
Like Sugar Sean was just looking for clips at the beginning.
I think they both play Fortnite as well.
Yeah. I think Peyton Talbot's like an actual streamer. Like he is, right? I think he Twitch streams.
Probably.
I've seen clips of him Twitch streaming. But yeah, he's out there looking for these clips to make himself bigger, build his brand, get fans behind him so that by the time he gets to the rankings, he gets that super push.
Yeah. Super push.
Super push.
Did you have anyone else, or is
That's my only banter.
All right, we got one each. Let's move on to featherweight. I went with someone unconventional. I went with someone who's garnered a lot of hate on this show and a lot of hate from pretty much any UFC fan base because he doesn't really have a fan base. I went with Stand and Bang Movsar. Let me explain, okay? So when you have two wrestlers, two extremely high-level people who are on the ground in a matchup like we have with Movsar and Aljamain Sterling, sometimes they aren't able to get takedowns on each other. And they can't, unless you're Mario Batista, you can't just repeatedly shoot and fail takedowns or Marab. So I think that Movsar is going to shoot a couple takedowns. He's not going to be able to get him down very easily. Like we saw with Diego Lopez, it was pretty tough to get him down. Aljo has, I would say, better ground game and defense than Diego Lopez, just way worse striking. And I think that we're going to see Movsar piece up Aljo a little bit on the feet because Movsar is super strong. Aljo, we have so much tape on him. We know that he isn't the best striker. Let's be honest. He's not the best at closing distance. He got clipped by Sean O'Malley. I'm sure he's learning from that, but he's also getting older. So I think Movsar, if he goes out there and he's like, he wants to prove, hey, I should be on the main card. I'm not a prelim fighter. Then he should go out there and he should throw some stand and bang strikes.
Does he have that in his bag?
I hope so. That's what I'm hoping.
Risky.
Yeah.
All right, my featherweight mythical fighter, full camp Diego Lopez.
Yes, sir.
We saw him short notice against Movsar Evloev. Didn't get it done there. We saw him even against Dan Ige. Didn't get the camp for Dan Ige. And it wasn't even a full camp. They came in on short notice in the first place.
Yeah.
But then we saw him on a full camp against Brian Ortega. And he got it done. He looked good.
Dude's always in camp.
Yeah.
He's always in camp. I saw him in, dude, he spawns in Embedded videos training. Like I was watching Embedded like episode 3 or 4, I think it was. And Temba Garimbo gave his coach like an African garb, which was super funny. And then he goes into like a different area of the training section, and Diego Lopez is just like chilling there.
Hey,
yeah,
bro.
he's like, "What's up?" I was like, "This dude's just always on the grind," so I respect him.
Never knows when his next fight's gonna be.
100%. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say for Movsar, and I think we both have good picks there. Let's move on to lightweight. I picked Oliveira. We saw him go on a generational run when he had his first kid, and now he has a second kid. So I have new kid Oliveira. He mentioned that he has a kid now, and I think he just wants that title back really bad. He lost to Armin in a super close decision. It could have gone a different way. And then he's right back in that title contention. You know, if he would have won that, Armin's getting the title shot. He should have gotten it.
Said he just had to get one extra win.
Yeah.
And now he's back at the title.
Yeah, now he's back at the title shot. Again, I don't know if I want to see. I don't know if it's the most exciting matchup you could make right now, like Oliveira versus Armin 2. That would be good, but I don't know if I want to see Oliveira versus Mokaev 2.
I think the biggest Oliveira fight you can make right now would probably be Oliveira and Holloway.
Yeah.
But that's a fight for the future.
That's a fight for the future. Yeah, Oliveira could take that fight anytime.
Yeah. Like that could happen 3 years down the road.
Yeah. And again, like all of mine are pretty much predictions because Oliveira, I think his last fight was the first fight with his kid, if I'm not mistaken. So who knows if he can actually go on a title run, but everyone wants this. Like you're lying if you don't want a Charles Oliveira second title run.
All right. My new mythical fighter for lightweight, the tatted psychopath, Dan Hooker.
Yeah.
Came back with the tats. Everyone was betting on Gamrot. Everyone was putting their money on Gamrot. Everyone had Gamrot, and he proved everyone wrong, getting it done. And he would just looked like classic Dan Hooker, but with just the sickest of tattoos.
Yeah, they're dark. Like
they're like dark black. Like he wanted. I want black.
Yeah, I think they look great on him though.
Oh yeah.
I was watching some of his stuff with the Australian like Fox News, whatever they do over there. It's called Main Event, and he's with Volk all the time. He's like actually genuinely a chill guy. I don't doubt that. He's Aussie. Yeah. I love him. He's great. For my welterweight pick, this one is probably the name that I was most happy with coming up with. I have Gary the Redeemer. It's a little bit of a play on words with the statue in Brazil, Christ the Redeemer. But pretty much the idea behind this mythical fighter is I think he's going to have an all-out war with Shavkat. And I think it's going to just raise his stock. Even though I hope he loses, and I think he will. It's going to raise his stock so much because he was willing to take that short on fight notice. He went out there, he landed big shots on Shavkat, and then, yes, he still has those personal issues, but I think people are starting to forget about that a little bit. I haven't seen nearly as much hate this year compared to last year. Like, if you remember at the beginning of, or end of 2023, when people found out about, like, her book and stuff, It was just the hate was running rampant.
He was cooked.
Yeah, he was cooked. Now he's still a little bit annoying in the embedded. Like, his personality just isn't the best. But I do think as a fighter, people are going to respect him more.
Fair enough.
He'll lose his O, but it's inevitable for most fighters.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, moving on to my welterweight. Head rush Carlos Prates.
Oh my gosh.
You know that he's smoking a dart before he goes out there.
He is.
It definitely calms him down. Like,
yeah.
So like just going out there post Marlboro. I was thinking about naming him Marlboro Knights, Carlos Prates. I thought that was a pretty sick nickname, or like even just like Buzzed Carlos Prates.
Yeah.
Any of those would be bangers, but yeah, like that's who he is.
Yeah. I think he said actually in an interview with Ariel Helwani that he smoked a dart before he got into the Apex because they don't allow him to smoke inside. So he just smoked outside and then went in for his fight.
I just wait. If he ever main events a fight night or like a main card, like a pay-per-view for a belt, he's 100% walking down smoking.
He already did main event in a fight night against Neil Magny.
But like a big fight night, not an Apex fight night. Like, like
with a crowd?
Like actually main eventing with a crowd, like hype fans, like he's coming down smoking a dart.
Yeah.
Like probably on like a chariot too. Like,
you know, I wanted to ask you something. I saw on Instagram this morning when I woke up, the fighter awards were out.
Oh yes.
The MMA awards. Should we do a video about that?
Ooh.
Should we do like the MMA awards are bad, so we fix them or something like that?
But we'll have our awards.
I know that's the thing.
As soon as 310 is out, then we'll have every pay-per-view done. We don't really care about Tampa. It's not like Covington versus Buckley is going to be fight of the year.
No.
So
unless it is. What if it is?
It's not. So during 310, you know, it's a long card, 3 to 10, 7 hours. I'll make the Google forum so that for the next until the end of the year, you guys are going to be able to vote on them. So
yeah, so we'll do our own award show because, you know, I'm happy that Poton won Fighter of the Year, but there was some other decisions that I wasn't happy about.
And this one's going to get all of you guys a chance to vote. It's going to get us a chance to vote.
Exactly. So. All right, let's move on. We got middleweight division. It's a classic. I had to go for the classic. It's Philosopher Chimaev. Oh. That picture of him.
I have Professor Chimaev.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have the same idea, but I think we genuinely saw like a different leaf of Chimaev at UFC 308. There's that picture where it compares his eyes of when he was fighting like in 2020 compared to his eyes now, and it genuinely looks like he is just like has less hate, which is weird to say.
But is that good?
I don't know. I think it makes him more calculated.
Yeah, and just like more like business, you know. But he did come out and talk about the sickness, about how many doctors he went to, and like how it just actually was.
Yeah, like how many fractures or whatever he had, like,
and he just couldn't actually cut. He was just that unhealthy. So, you know what? He took his 2 years off. Hopefully, he stays healthy. I also have another middleweight pick. Main event. Anthony Hernandez.
Yeah.
He shows out in the main event.
He does. 5-round Anthony Hernandez, built different. Yeah, I think with Chimaev, we thought all of his aura was gone. Me and you were like, oh, he's cooked when he showed up with the glasses and like in the photo shoot, like he didn't have like a ripped six-pack or anything and he was looking fat. Yeah, I was worried for him.
But it's what he needed.
Yeah.
A mature Chimaev.
Yeah, and he had his best performance, so it's already a mythical fighter, in my opinion. I actually have a second fighter in the middleweight division. I mentioned this in a previous video. Pearly Whittaker.
Ooh.
So we know Whittaker. Yeah, we know Whittaker got cooked up a little bit by Chimaev. Both these boys are my mythical fighters, but Whittaker got surgery? He just got, whatever, veneers, dentures, whatever you want to call it, put in. And so now he's not going to have to worry about his stupid teeth getting pushed in. I have no idea how he fought for 20 years. 15 years.
Dealing with that crap.
Yeah, it's insane. So I think he's going to go on another title run. A man can dream. A man can dream. Now, realistically, he's not, but I want to see him get more wins.
All right, moving on, light heavyweight. I'll start this one off.
All right.
Free flow Alex Pereira. When he entered round 3 and 4 and was in free flow against Khalil Roundtree. Yeah. Oh, it was so electric.
Yeah, you don't see light heavyweights.
It might have been some of the nicest striking I've ever seen. Just like even the head movement. And like Pereira doesn't have the best head movement.
No.
He does get caught.
Yeah, 100%. Or he just keeps his hands low as well. That's the main issue. Are we going to, I don't think we're making a specific video on this, so we might as well talk about it here. The Jamal Hill, Alex Pereira.
Oh, I was going to text you about it, but I was like...
I sent you the video.
No, you didn't.
On Instagram, yeah.
Oh, I guess I didn't look.
I was like, watch this. It was a link.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, because at first I thought this is surely fake.
No, I couldn't even tell it was Jamal Hill at first. I was like, who is that?
Let's go. All right, here's gloves.
Yeah.
No, we'll get paid.
So dumb. Like, you cannot pull up to someone and then they hand you gloves and you're like, hold up. That's not what I meant, bro. I did not actually want to
We'll get paid for this.
Yeah, no, you're not making it to that title shot again, buddy. Actually, the reason why I brought that up was then afterwards, there was footage of him just like reefing on the heavy bag, like absolutely going to town on the heavy bag right after they had that incident. And it looked like Prime Pereira in that Khalil Roundtree
Really?
fight. And I was like, man, Jamal Hill does not want that
Are they
smoke.
both in Vegas right now then, I guess?
Jamal Hill?
Hill and Pereira.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
For some reason, I guess.
I guess to watch.
Just training, probably.
Or the UFC wants them there.
Yeah, they're just paying them probably. Okay, my light heavyweight fighter is receding hairline Reyes. This guy's hairline is beyond cooked. If you know, you know. Everyone knows the Dominic Reyes title run has started again. He won against Dustin Jacoby. Now he has that matchup versus Anthony Smith. By the time this video is out, he's already fought and definitely won. This is not going to age badly, I promise. Then they'll move him up to like rank number 10 above Johnny Walker for no reason. And then once he's ranked number 10, there's a world where he could fight Alexander Rakic because Rakic absolutely sucks.
Oh, he's a stinker.
For a top 5 light heavyweight. And I think he does have a possibility to KO Rakic based on what we saw in that Ankalaev fight. And that's his final test. And then we have the title shot, Ankalaev.
You think Ankalaev's going to beat Pereira?
Well, Pereira's going to move up. He'll move up to heavyweight in 2025 to fight Tom Aspinall. And then Dominic Reyes versus Megan Ankalaev.
For the interim belt. All right, heavyweight time, Lucas. I'll come in with my first one. Freshly combed Alexander Volkov.
Come on, dude. I had Alexander Volkov.
Dude, it's a mythical fighter. Goes out there and beats Sergey Pavlovich, the former most dangerous guy in heavyweight.
Yeah. He's on a 4-fight win streak as well. Volkov is absolutely cooking right now.
And somehow everyone's on Cyril Gone. No, it's Volkov. Yeah. Trust. It's Volkov.
Yeah.
Volkov's beating Gone. Do you have another one? Because my last one I want to save.
I do have another one.
All right, let's hear it.
I also just want to say I like how Volkov's growing out his hair a little bit. Like, it looks good. Shamil In Shape Gaziev.
Oh.
Now, look.
That's fake.
It's not fake. It's not CGI.
That's fiction.
It's not CGI. We saw him. He had heart failure in his second last fight. And then he came back and he got a big win. He's back, boys. He's going on a title run. Let me explain. I think if he could beat some of the lower ranked heavyweights like Taito Ivasa, he could move up in the rankings, and that puts him at probably about 11 or 10, if I remember correctly. And then he can take down a Rosenstrike, who can't grapple very well. He's only got the kickboxing in the bag. Then he can clap Pavlovich's cheeks and get a title shot. There's the title run for Shamil In Shape Gaziev.
You know what? Fair enough. But is he ever going to be able to beat no more Mr. Nice Guy, Tom Aspinall?
No. That's a banger.
That's a banger.
I like that.
This video was so much fun.
It was good. Let us know if there's any other mythical fighters that you can think of, or if you're predicting to be mythical in the future. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
See ya.